Distance runners. Nowadays, it's a non-negotiable. You have to be lifting. It is so important, not only for your development in the sport, but also just as an athlete in general. So today I'm gonna give you guys my 2-day-a-week plan to build the biggest training block of my life. But first, before we get started, I should make it clear that I am not a health professional yet. And all of this is from my own personal experience as a high-level athlete and hundreds of hours shadowing in personal training and athletic training clinics, as well as a ton of research that I have personally done into the subject. So take what I say with a grain of salt and make sure that you lift safely. Oh, and please, don't ask me how to do all these lifts. This is an informational video, but it's not that informational. I will be sure to link a bunch of tutorials in the description, and Google's free, bro. So, we're runners. Why should we even be lifting? I mean, when you break it down, it's simple really, to get stronger. A meta-analysis of 223 studies showed significant improvements in running economy, time trial pace, and sprint speed in runners who strength trained. Benefits on blood lactate levels were also found in some studies. What we really care about with this though is the running economy. The Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research defines running economy as the oxygen or energy cost of running at a given submaximal speed. We can spend less energy to run, I mean we're gonna have better races, right? So now for my plan, we are getting rid of the old methods. It's my biggest pet peeve when I see cross-country runners lifting light. The traditional teachings of, oh, throw 45 pounds on your back and squat 50 times. That shit does nothing for you. A very recent meta-analysis of 146 studies showed that submaximal training yielded no improvement in running economy. So put some weight on the bar. This same study also concluded that high load training was the most effective training for athletes running faster than 12 kilometers an hour. That's 8 minutes per mile for us Americans. Plyometric training was most important for running economy when running slower than this pace. They further explained that mixing the two methods may induce greater running economy gains than just either method isolated. So that's how I designed my lifting schedule this summer. Okay, obviously running is a complex movement. Your gait is actually determined by 92 different muscles that allow you to control this act of falling forward. So in crafting my routine, I first determined what muscles are most activated while running. And the answer kind of surprised me at first. The iliopsoas group, or hip flexors as they're commonly known, shows the most activation at all running speeds and grades. So I did some more digging and I found that along with your rectus femoris group, that's actually because they maintain your forward lean while you run. I figure you already work this a ton while running and it's an accessory while doing core, so I'm not going to push it too hard in my lifts. I decided it was a better measure to take a look at the torque created by muscle groups instead. So here we find that the gluteus maximus and hamstrings provide the most force on the hip, then the vasti group, or your quads, work antagonistically with your hamstrings to provide most of the force on your knee. And then the soleus, the muscle actually behind your big calf muscle, is the most effective on your ankle, counterbalanced by your tibialis anterior, or shin muscle. So there, we found our muscles we want to work and we know how hard to work them, so let's get right into the plan. Okay, first up, I chose Bulgarian split squats. I picked these because they're a major quad burner and I'm doing them with my heel elevated so I can safely work into the full eccentric range with my knee over my toe. Working in this eccentric range has been shown to provide better gains than just regular lifting. I should probably note that although I'm demonstrating this plan without weight, I will be lifting with more than 80% of my max because that's what defines high load lifting. Okay, up next we have Nordic hamstring curls. All honesty, I chose these because I know they're a major hamstring burner and there's a lot of fast people who do them. Cue the Tyreek Hill video. This little thing I use to do it, it's called a Nord stick. I got it from Amazon, I think. I'll link it in the description. It's pretty cheap. Okay, next we have back squat. I'm probably gonna do like 3x5 of these, really heavy. These are essential because gluteal weakness is common in runners and it is a huge mechanism of injury. This is a big one too to make sure you got your form right. There are thousands of tutorials out there. Go get some help to fix it. To finish off the day, we have 2 plyos. The first one is one that I've seen at every clinic I've ever worked at. It's a very introductory stability exercise. Hop off one leg, plant on a Bosu ball, stick there for 3 to 5 seconds and hop back. It might be hard at first, but your proprioception will improve quickly. For the second plyo, we have jumping lunges. These are gonna be great for your tendon stiffness, which is actually a major driver of better running economy. This is because it allows your muscle to sit in a more isometric state, causing them to expend less energy as you're running. And that's gonna close it out for day one, probably a 30 to 45 minute workout tops. Okay, I know what you're thinking now. What about upper body? Well, to be honest, I couldn't find the best research in support of any specific exercises for upper body, so I'm going with what a trusted coach told me. He said push-ups, pull-ups, and dips, that's all you need as a runner. You're also going to get some good stability in your shoulders when you're holding the weight in these lower body lifts, so I'm going to leave upper body up to your discretion. And core, because I bet you're thinking that as well. I do core like 3 days a week on days that I don't lift, usually an easy run day. All right, here we go, day 2. Okay, starting off here with single leg RDLs. I personally believe these are a staple in any good running plan. simply because they're a great hamstring mover and they introduce a lot of the same stability mechanisms that we see in regular running. Okay, next we have curtsy lunges. These you might not be so familiar with, but they're great at activating the quad like a normal lunge, the glute, and they introduce a bit of your adductors, which alongside your glutes provide up to 50% of your vertical stability while you're running. For our big compound movement, we're gonna do these banded hip knee glute drives. I don't really know what they're called, but I've seen them a lot in PT. They're known to be like a great running form practice, I guess. Lastly, for our plyos, we're gonna do skater hops and pogo hops to introduce a new plane of movement and to get some more tendon stiffness. And there's day 2. Now, I'd love to include more exercises in here, such as some of the major hinge movements, but with only 2 days a week of lifting and not trying to be down here for too long, that's all I'm gonna leave it at. A truly great plan rotates in more exercises, introducing some variation into your lifting, and I'll probably try to do that as much as I can. I would encourage you guys to also get out there and look for some other exercises that you could swap these out for on occasion. A couple other things that I do want to note that I found while researching for this video is in this study they found that you should allow at least 24 hours of recovery between a strength training session and an intensive running session for optimal gains. And they also found that there should be more than 3 hours of recovery between your endurance session and your strength session, and this is to ensure that your strength-related adaptations are not impairing on your endurance-related adaptations. It was also found in another study that an optimal training pattern may follow a 3-to-1 endurance to strength training sessions per week. So with me running 6 times every week, 2 weight sessions makes sense. If you're doing a ton of doubles and you're running like 9 times a week, you may want to look at adding in a 3rd strength session. Another study also noted that beginner lifters will see optimal gains by lifting only 1 to 2 sets over 3 days a week, while more advanced lifters will see optimal gains in 3 to 6 sets with 2 days a week. I find this all very interesting and I encourage you to go do a little research on this topic yourself. But yeah, that's all I have to say, and be sure to share this with a running friend who needs to get in the gym. Let me know if we like this style of informational content, and I'll see y'all in the next one.